says you kissed him in a stairwell once. You remember that? The waves rolled up the shore. The tide neither rose nor fell. Anyway, he's not much of a conversationalist, but he cares a lot about taking care of people. After you left, nobody really had any idea what they should be doing. With the technomancer dead and the crops growing again, some people tried to take advantage. The Moreau handled that, but Borya and we thought we should write down about the desolation so people would remember for next time. He shrugged. People being what people are, it probably won't make any difference, but there you go. The moon was setting over the ocean. When Ethelred spoke again, there was a softer tone in his voice. And we wrote about you, because we thought people should know what you gave up for them, that it might make a difference in the way they thought, if they knew somebody cared that much about them. And that's why we're building a church, because folks need a place to go, even though I know you wouldn't like it. Sorry about that part. It won't be anything fancy, though, I promise. More like a library or something. He struggled to his feet, leaning heavily on the staff to do it. He stepped away, and the ocean seemed to take no notice, and then he stopped and looked back over his shoulder at the scalloped water. A long silence followed. The waves hissed against the sand. The night was broken by a wailing cry. The old man jerked upright. His head swiveled from side to side as he shuffled a few hurried steps. The sound came again, keen and thoughtless as the cry of a gull, and this time he managed to locate the source. A dark huddle cast up on the moonlit beach, not too far away. Something glittered in the sand beside it. Leaning on his staff, he made haste toward it, stumping along at a good clip with his staff. It was a tangle of seaweed. It was hard to tell in the darkness, but he thought the tangle was moving slightly. He could move fast enough despite the limp, but when he bent down he was painfully stiff, leveraging himself with his staff. The weight of his reconstructed body made him ponderous, and were he careless, his touch could be anything but delicate. Ever so cautiously, he dug through the bundle with his other hand. His fingers fastened on something damp and cool and resilient. It kicked. Faster now, he shoved the seaweed aside. A moment, and he had it. Wet skin, flailing limbs, lips stretched open in a cry of outrage. He slid his meaty hand under the tiny newborn infant, scooping it up, still wrapped in its swaddling of kelp. After leaning the staff in the crook of his other elbow, he slipped a massive pinky finger into its gaping mouth with an expertise that would have surprised no one who knew him. The ergonomics of the situation meant both his hands were engaged, which for the time being meant as well that both he and the infant were trapped where they stood on the sand. "Well, this is a fine predicament, young man," Ethelred muttered. At last, the slackening of suction on his finger told him the baby slept. Ethelred balanced the child on one hand, laid his staff down, and picked up the sheathed, brass-hilted sword that rested nearby in the sand. "Heh," he said. "I recognize that." He shoved the blade through the tapestry rope that bound his waist. With the help of his reclaimed staff, the old man straightened. Sand and seaweed clung to the hem of his robes. The baby blinked at the old man with wide, wondering eyes that filled with light like the glints shot through the indigo ocean, the indigo night. The old man had a premonition that this child's eyes would not fade to any mundane colour as he grew. "Oh, Mura." Ethelred held the infant close to his chest, protectively. She'd been the least and the last remaining of her divine sisterhood, and she had sacrificed everything she was or could have become to buy his world a second chance at life. And now this, a child, her child, it must be, hers and Cathoair's. "Takes you folks longer than us, I suppose." He turned his face aside so that the tears would not fall on the baby. "Salty," he thought inanely. He shook his eyes dry and looked out at the sea. "Did you have to give this up too? Oh, Muire."